What do YouTube? So, I could not miss out on the Tua interview this afternoon with the media. The last couple of days have just been crazy as far as Twitter is concerned. Everybody is just looking at the Tua throws, just the announcement of watching the trailer of the Tua documentary trailer. Just everybody just been going crazy. I've just been seeing a whole bunch of crazy things on Twitter. Every time something Tua's related is on there, so this is gonna be my first actual um, interview conference breakdown. So if you want more of these, just leave a comment in the comment section that you want more of these. But I'm just gonna break down a couple of things that I took away from the interview as far as Tua is concerned. Um, but obviously I'm gonna leave a link in the description for the interview. But if you did not see the interview, Tua came in there with a Ryan Fitzpatrick jersey on, and I'm gonna go ahead and start it off with the question about the relationship with Ryan Fitzpatrick that Tua has. And Tua said, "Very down to earth and humble. Fitz has done a tremendous job trying to shape and mold me and Josh as well." Let's stop right there. He did say Josh too, so he didn't single Josh out at all. It's pretty cool to go through that process. Now, there has been a thought in the air concerning Ryan Fitzpatrick after he decides to retire of the Miami Dolphins, possibly bringing him back on as the quarterback's coach. Now, if Tua ends up being our savior and ends up being the franchise quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, I feel like it is a perfect fit. Well, it's a perfect situation for Tua and Ryan Fitzpatrick because of the fact they already established a relationship. You could already see that Tua has the utmost respect for Ryan Fitzpatrick. Came out wearing his jersey. There was also a quote during the interview that Ryan Fitzpatrick already introduced him. Ryan Fitzpatrick already introduced Tua to the rest of his family. As you see in the quote, or hear in the quote, Tua already speaks highly of Ryan Fitzpatrick, so he has nothing but utmost respect for him. I feel like they already established a perfect relationship for them to move forward, and they both can end up can grow both in their new roles. Tua being the starting quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, and if it ends up being what it is as far as Ryan Fitzpatrick being the Miami Dolphins quarterback coach, he can really benefit from starting off with a quarterback that he actually knows. Now, there was also a question about time with Dan Marino, and Tua said Dan reached out after I got drafted, which was super awesome. That was cool. First day I got into the building for a meeting, Dan was in our meeting. Got to talk to Dan. He is also a really down to earth guy. Now, that's got to be amazing to sit down and actually talk to Dan Marino, considering the fact that we've been in quarterback purgatory for the past 20 years. Dan Marino was the last guy, and Tua was supposed to be the next guy. For him to talk to Dan, that would be great as far as giving him the ins and outs of being a rookie quarterback and being the face of the city of Miami. But that was great of Dan for him to come in and do that. Hopefully, he can do that on a regular basis for Tua as he continues to develop as a NFL quarterback. Um, there was also a question about impressions of Chan Gailey's offense as far as learning the offense, and Tua said, "No matter what offense you're stepping in, it's always going to be a process of learning and the process of understanding Chan's offense." So, with that being said, my takeaway from that is this is not gonna go well because I know a lot of people are already on the fence with me as far as where my loyalties lie when it comes down to talking about Tua. I'm gonna try to keep this as non-biased as possible. Um, Considering the fact that we do not have any preseason games, in my honest opinion, reading this quote is I I it's very very hard for me to see Tua actually coming out being the day one starter, week one for the Miami Dolphins. Considering the fact he's coming in, he's learning a brand new offense. Considering the fact that there's no preseason games, as we stated before in the training camp battle video, I just feel like Tua is not going to be able to fully grasp the offense. And I'm not saying that he's a bust, because I know there's going to be somebody in there that's going to misinterpret what I said, and then they'll be like, yeah, oh, he thinks Tua is going to be a bust. No, I just feel like it's just going to come down to the fact that he's got to get used to the game speed. He got to get the playbook down, got to get the timing down. There's a lot of variables that play a big factor into Tua being the starting quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. And I just feel like Ryan Fitzpatrick, for one, he's been in the offense already. He's already got a jump. And Josh Rosen, even though you guys already have him written off in your minds that he's going to be out of town soon, Josh Rosen has an advantage over Tua as well, considering the fact that he's actually played on the NFL level. He knows the speed. Yes, he's been in a whole bunch of different offenses, but still, he has the NFL experience for him to have a leap on Tua moving into the regular season. Now, he was asked about practice. How was practice going? And Tua said it's been a different learning curve than what I'm used to at Alabama. Not as much time that we get on the field. We spend a lot more of time watching film, which goes back to what I was saying earlier. Like, he's not going to be able to get that the game speed down as far as the NFL is concerned. It's a whole lot different from college and the pros. Like, when you're in the pros, you're playing with the best of the best. So one of the things that come into factors when you end up playing quarterback in the NFL is ball placement. What type of throws can you do? What type of throws you cannot do? Line checks. There's a whole bunch of different interchangeable things that you had to get down as far as being a starting quarterback a starting quarterback in the NFL in general. Where I just think he's not getting that type of experience, considering the fact that we're not going to be playing preseason games, so he won't be able to end up doing that. There was a question about how do you look at the pressure of the expectations that people have put on you, because you got to think about it. He's supposed to be our savior, the Miami Dolphins savior, to be the next take the successor of Dan Marino. And Tua said, my focus right now is get into the playbook, trying to understand what we are doing offensively, and really just try to build relationships with the guys on the team, Coach Flores, Chan, and Robbie, all those guys that are going to be making the decisions. They're going to put the team in the best position they think is possible. If that's me supporting someone or not, that's what it's going to be. So I like that humble answer, because he's stating that it may not be a guarantee that he's going to be the starting quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, and he's going to be rooting for and supporting whoever starting quarterback may possibly be, whether it be Ryan Fitzpatrick, whether it be Josh Rosen, whether y'all like it or not. But he's not going to focus on the pressure of being the next franchise quarterback. He's just trying to get the playbook down and try to do what he could possibly do to help this team win, whether it be playing or just supporting the other quarterbacks on the roster. There was a question that was asked about the D. This is my favorite question right here. This is really my favorite question right here. Are you hoping to be tackled before your debut, and do you feel any pain in the hip? So Tua said, you never know until it actually happens. I won't know the feeling until I actually do get tackled. As far as I feel right now, everything is going well. All right. How do I want to break this down? So I want to reiterate this again. I like Tua, all right? When it comes down to it, the whole draft process, when I evaluate the Miami Dolphins, one of my biggest issues was the Miami Dolphins offensive line. The offensive line is terrible. I don't know how many times I have to say it. I don't know how many times I had to reiterate it. I don't know how many times I had to break it down. The Miami Dolphins offensive line is terrible. They were in the bottom half of sacks. That's NFL worst. So, not to mention the amount of quarterback hits that our quarterbacks have taken in the 2019 season. So, when I say that I did not want us to draft Tua, it wasn't because of the talent. It was because of the fact that our lack of ability to be able to protect him moving into the 2020 season. And still, the offensive line is still a huge question mark. And time will tell. We will see what happens. But I just hope for the best for Tua, because I know injuries happen, but I want to do everything we possibly can to prevent the injuries. And for us not fixing the offensive line the way that I was expecting us to fix the offensive line is a huge concern for me going into the 2020 season. I hope that this go around, that nobody ends up calling me a hater no more, because I'm just keeping it real. I'm just telling you like it is. It's just what I see, and it just does not add up to me how this is going to end up working if the offensive line comes out and ends up playing bad and Tua ends up being the starter. That's just me. So let's move on. He was asked about what is your approach going into the season. Our coaches are going to put the best out there in the lineup or not. I think they've done enough evaluation to lead up to that game. I know they're going to put the best out there. If we don't have a season, I think everyone would be bummed. We don't get an opportunity to play. This is what a lot of people work for. It's a dream for a lot of us to get the opportunity like this. I like that answer. Another great answer. Regardless of the circumstances, it may be if Tua does not end up seeing the field for the 2020 season, he's just going to take it one day at a time, and just going to trust the process of the coaches being able to make the best possible decisions of who deserves to be the starter, who doesn't deserve to be the starter. My second favorite question was anyone teaching you how to adapt to the NFL? And Tua's response was, it's definitely different not having a preseason game without having preseason and understanding the game management in a real life scenario. Flores gives us game situational football awareness during our meetings, walk through it on the field. You know what's crazy? That's the second time I've heard that, and I'm not even talking about with the Miami Dolphins player. I heard that with the New England Patriots with Bill Belichick. That's one of the things Bill Belichick would do as far as for the New England Patriots. So it's nice, and it's a little head scratching to me why a lot of other teams in the league don't actually end up putting them in game scenarios. Put their teams in in-game scenarios like the New England Patriots. I really do not hear that from any other team, but it's really nice to hear that from the Miami Dolphins. So some of that tutelage of Bill Belichick coming on to Brian Flores is nice to hear. But again, it goes back to the whole game speed thing as far as Tua is concerned. He's not getting the preseason game. He's not being able to put in the work that he's supposed to actually get the game speed down, and that's a huge concern for me. But time will tell most definitely how things will end up going. But all around, man, I truly did enjoy this interview. I really did. I had to make sure I watched it probably like 4 or 5 times, watched it in depth, just to make sure I can end up taking these notes, because I feel like it's something we most definitely need to pay attention to. But again, let me know in the comment section if you like me doing these. I'm really on the fence about doing them. I just had to do this one because it's just that it's that big. But let me know what you guys think. You know what it is. If you enjoyed the content, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. This is GreatOne DeVore. I'm up out of here.